discuss who we are, whether recognizing loved ones, recalling past joys, or just remembering how to walk and talk and fry an egg. Memory is the chain that connects our past to our present. If it breaks, we're left untethered, incapable of leaving the present moment and unable to embrace the future.
Remember when there were no MP3s but CDs? Didn't care about germs, no concern of disease. Street lights came on, we high-fived and we leave. Back in the days it wasn't so hard to believe that I would wake up as the Black Power Ranger, never scared of danger, snapping my fingers to the beat of my drum. Became addicted to fun, we would fight with our hands, never needed a gun. We would gladly chill in the house, play mom and daddy. The greatest feeling was when nobody could ever tag me. So happy, not being the last to be chosen, to run to the candy lady to buy us a Frozen. We was just kids up to no good. Remember the first time you watched Boys in the Hood? Rat tail in the back while my barber fades me. Do you remember when? Yes, no,
remember
maybe.
When you would hear a song you like and you felt like it was about your life. Remember when you would write a letter to your girlfriend and she would read it to all of her girlfriends. Remember staying up all night, talking on the phone. Remember skipping class with your homeboys.
Yeah.
Remember G.I.
Hey yo, I wrote this shit up all day. A long stay in the hallway. Harking back to an era of the tape play. Hitting on the track well, on the max cell. With the spitting the beginning of a rap tale. Elastic scoop the Luke shine vividly. In due time produce rhyme synergy. And for the longest caught the blinking of the torment. The inkling of performance still thinking of his dormant. And so it be, who hold close and kept dear. Were left there, won't know folks by next year. For ties cut, invest shares, perplex peers. Rise up, reflect fear, for hex sneers. The rest cheer, know we did it for a purpose. Poem of a kid who never did scratch surface. Until we own it, respect the craft for proponents. Cause it ain't over till the song.
Remember what? You would hear a song you like, and you felt like it was about your life. Remember when you would write a letter to your girlfriend, and she would read it to all of her girlfriends. Remember staying up all night, talking on the phone. Remember skipping class with your homeboys. Remember G.I. Joe?
I used to play Mortal Kombat with Matthew. I swore he used to cheat. I swear I could never beat him. Those sour jawbreakers, I swear I could never beat him. Baddest chick in the school, I swear I could never meet her. Until I wrote her a letter telling her I'm a singer. Me and Terrence would draw pictures of sneakers. Me and Ashley used to be in the class singing. I wrote my first rap in the back of the class thinking, I'm feeling it, yeah. Feel alive, did you get feeling alive? If you feel it, raise your L in the sky. I remember selling my mixtape in high school. They was really kinda supportive at my school. I was selling cassette tapes for $5. I was making my own beats, I was beatboxing.
Brown, brown sugar, that brown, brown, eight. 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 Brown, brown sugar, that brown, brown, eight.
Hey everybody, it's Wednesday at 5:30 here from South Florida, sunny South Florida. You know what, I can tell that winter is coming. I do this show every day or most days at 5:30, and usually it was still bright and sunny outside. I faced a window sitting in front of me. Oftentimes I could do a show with the window just with the sun shining and didn't even have to use the light. But lately, as the days have gone longer, as we're going into October, I can just see the change in the season. I used to love that when I lived up north. As it started getting darker earlier, it's only 5:30, and you definitely see the change of things, which usually meant cooler weather. Down here, it doesn't really matter, but just I digress. Again, my name is Barry Cunningham, and if you don't know me, I'm a real estate investor and real estate developer here in South Florida, and I'm talking to you about doing deals and working together on some projects, showing you how to get involved with some of this opportunity zone stuff. But today, I mean, I had a whole show planned, and it got bumped with some of the stuff that's happened in the last, I'd say, I don't know, hour and a half or so. Just some craziness going on. I mean, if you can make heads or tails of what's going on politically in this country, hats off to you. I can't figure it out. I am unapologetically a conservative. And in that vein, being a capitalist, making money is of the most important from a business perspective. It's not my life perspective, but from a business perspective, finding ways to capitalize on the market, make money in real estate. And we've all been locked down for 6-7 months. So things are just completely crazy. So when you think it can't get any crazier, it actually does. It actually does. A couple of things happened today that are severely, maybe not necessarily negatively, but are going to affect the way you do business for the next couple of months. So just a little while ago, I see this article that's trending, and it's very surprising. And basically, it's President Trump saying that now he does want to see a bigger stimulus plan put in place. And there it is. Trump calls for stimulus payments and massive economic relief bill, upending Republicans' the more limited approach that they had planned. In a Twitter post, the president told Republicans to support much higher numbers for a stimulus plan after the Senate sought a $300 billion measure. So a couple weeks ago, he jumped the shark and basically decided he was going to write in his own foreclosure moratorium, eviction moratorium. He found a way to do that. He used the powers of the CDC, which caused lawyers and proponents for landlord groups to just throw their hands up in the air and go, what the hell is he doing? But unless that's challenged in court and overturned, which that ain't going to happen, no one's getting foreclosed or evicted until at least December 31st, 2020. Who knows what happens after that? So today, he also had put out this tweet, and it says, Democrats are heartless. They don't want to give stimulus payments to people who desperately need the money. And whose fault? It was not that the plague came in from China. Go for the much higher numbers. Give them more money. Republican comes all the way back to the USA anyway, one way or the other. So he wants now for people to get more stimulus money, and he's absolutely correct. The more money people get, the more they're going to spend, especially in the Hollywood season. Hollywood, oh my God, did I say Hollywood? Christmas season. I've got Hollywood on my mind because since iPick opened up here in Boca, my wife and I, our lone source of outgoing entertainment is to go see a movie. So we've been just checking what's being shown at iPick. But he's right. Christmas season is right around the corner. Thanksgiving right before that. The more money people have in their pocket, their habits have not changed. They will go out and buy the turkey dinners, the big turkey and all the fixings. Can't have people over. Yeah, right. And then Christmas, want to go out and buy gifts for the kids and the spouse. If you have that money available, you're going to spend it. Now, I'm going to say it once. Your spending habits should have changed if you're locked down. You should be saving as much as you can, be as liquid as possible. But that's not human nature. People are going to spend money, especially those who haven't paid their mortgage or rent for months and months and months. They should be really banking hard, and be ready when the knock comes at the door, well before the time the knock comes at the door, mid-January, February. That meter's still running. We've talked about it ad nauseum. You have to be ready when that happens. So if there is going to be a stimulus payment, if the president is correct and he wants to do something in much higher numbers, and I'll quote that, much higher numbers, and what are we going to get? People are going to get $1,200 per person, $1,500, $2,000 per person. That's money falling out of the sky that we're going to have to pay for, but at least it'll help some people as we go through the holidays. So what else can help people? What else can make people who can utilize an economic impact better? Well, low mortgage rates. So the big story I was going to lead with today, which I'll get to right now, is that the Fed, meaning Federal Reserve, has said they will hold rates steady and near zero for years. Years. I don't know what the definition of years is, but it's multiple of year. And in that regard, we're about to see interest rates at lowest level ever for an ongoing period of time. That's freaking awesome. I mean, that's absolutely awesome. The unfortunate part about that is I know how people will look at it. People will look at it and say, the rich get richer. Because, if you can qualify for a mortgage, you've got the right down payment, you've got the right credit, you're going to see mortgage rates at 2.5, 3, maybe lower. That's going to allow you to buy basically anywhere you want. If you've got money and you've got credit, you're going to be able to basically go anywhere and get so much more house for your money. Now, remember what I said yesterday and days before, be careful on the value and how much you pay, because nothing's going to change that mistake. If you overspend on a property and you think it's going to appreciate and it goes down, you're in big trouble. However, you're really going to get hurt with a 2.5% loan, 3% loan. I mean, you buy a $500,000 house and you get a 3% loan. I mean, that's $15,000 plus taxes. You're about $22,000. Yeah, you're talking under $2,000 a month for a $500,000 home. Now, I understand there's other costs there, insurance, more principal than interest, in addition to the interest rather. So, but you're still, it's cheap. It's cheap money, very cheap money. So, unfortunately, unless you can qualify for an FHA loan, you're still going to have to come up with this, substantial downstroke. I mean, if you're looking at buying a $400,000 house, 20% down is $80,000. That's still a crap load of money. So the people who are going to be able to take advantage of these near zero interest rates, as the Fed talks about, near zero, are going to be people who already have money. But that shouldn't preclude you guys from buying a house if you want to buy. Because on the flip side of that, hard money, investment money, is going to be relatively cheaper as well. What I mean by that is there were times during my real estate career when I was paying 16, 18, 19% interest on a loan, interest only for an investor loan, sometimes 15% with 3 points up front, still 18%. Huge, huge leverage, but at the same time, you're paying a lot for it. Now we're looking at hard money being 8, 9, 10%. That's amazing. If you can put together a group and look at doing some investment deals, you're only going to have to pay 9%, probably with 1 or 2 points. That's really cheap. Depending on how long you plan on turning the property, what your holding costs might be, that's not bad at all. Nope, not bad at all. And the amount that a hard money investor is going to give you, it's going to be part of your negotiation. It's going to be based upon the after repaired value, what the purchase price is, all kinds of different things. But it's a negotiation. And they're not going to run your credit for the most part. Nope, not going to run your credit. Don't care about your job. If you have a deal and the deal makes sense, and that's where the caveat is here. If you have a deal and the deal makes sense, you will find the money you need to do the deal. No doubt. I could tell you probably out of 1,000 plus transactions, I could tell you on my one hand the amount of times I've had to put money down. It's really about structuring a deal. And so when we get back, I'm going to talk to you about that as well.
Your source for profit. Hear what you need to know to succeed in today's real estate market.
So one of the things that I just mentioned was, how does this work out for you? There's another story on CNBC, which talks about how by the Fed keeping the rates low, it benefits short-term borrowers, people who borrow the money. You see, short-term money need not be a 30-year loan, obviously. And so by doing that, you can look at some of this stuff and get in on a deal. You have to understand, in order to make this work, you have to find the right deal. You're getting short-term money. And that short-term money is going to determine what exactly you can do with a particular property. So right now, as you know, I've been marketing this property here in Boca. It's worth $500,000, $550,000. That's called the after repaired value. So after the property is fixed, repaired, cosmetically remodeled, it is worth $550,000. Cost me $350 for an appraisal, $250 for an inspection, and it's now a package that I can give to an investor and say, here's what I got to do. Here's the deal. I'm paying $430 for it. Here is the after repaired value. What will you give me? What will you give me for that? And there's no application up front. Just a phone call. Hey, listen, here's a property. They're going to do their own due diligence. They're going to find out what it's going to take to give you that loan. And so let me just bring up a calculator real quick, see if I can put that on the screen. And most of these loans that you'll get from investors and hard money guys are going to be interest-only loans. So let's say the property is worth $550,000, and they tell me, hey, listen, hey, Barry, we'll give you 75% of the after repaired value times 0.75. And I'll be able to get $412,000 on that deal right off the bat. What did I tell you I was paying for it? $430,000. So I've got to come up with $18,000 in closing costs. But that's just one lender. What if I went to another lender and he said, Barry, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and give you 80% of the after repaired value. Now I got everything done. $440,000, as you can see. I'm in it. I don't have anything to pay. I got to make sure I can cover my repairs and cosmetic stuff, but for the most part, I'm in it. I'm in it right there, and it's covered. Some guys will say, we'll only give you 65%. That's fine. And let's look at 65. $357,000, which means now I got to come up with nearly $80,000. That's going to be a tough one. Maybe. You see, when you look at some of this stuff, you have to figure out where the money is coming from and how you're going to get to the point where you need to. You need to talk to your title company and say, can you run me a in HUD and an out HUD? Meaning, show me a HUD 1 statement as I buy the property. And then I want you to also show me a HUD 1 statement with me hypothetically selling it at 530, 540, 550. And when you get that HUD statement put together, it's going to, and I'm assuming many of you have already bought properties, but that HUD statement is going to say specifically, what's the bottom line? What am I short on the in and what am I making on the out? It's that simple. Now, here's the key and why it's important to begin looking for investors, working with a realtor who understands this, is one of the things that you can do is talk about offering a partnership. Bring somebody in. The deal makes sense. If the out HUD shows you're going to make $100,000 and you need, some money to get you to the back end, then bring somebody in. Bring somebody in and make them an equity partner in your deal. So you may have to give up 30, 40, maybe 50% of the deal, but at least you get the deal. 30 to 40%, give it up means you're still getting 60 or 70% of the profit on the back end, and you didn't have to put up a dime. Too many people get greedy and think that, this is my deal. I put it together. You're only putting up like $40,000. Why should I give you 30, 40% of my deal? Because you don't have it. That's why. That's how people make it in this business. You start cultivating your investors now. Start with Uncle Fred and Aunt Sally and Grandpa, and then move to other people, friends and coworkers, and everything you can do. Go fund me. I don't care. Find out where you can put a nest egg of cash together. $30, $40, $50, $60,000 at your disposal. Go to a bank. Maybe you can get a cosigner. Imagine getting a cosign right now from someone who's got good credit. You can get a $50,000 loan at 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6%. And you use that as part of your deal. See, the thing with all this is you have to be creative. People die in this business. Just absolutely fail because one, and I've seen it so much on Twitter, they don't know how to structure a deal. They don't know how plentiful money is. So no, there's no one standing on the corner saying, hey, come get my $20,000. No, that's not going to happen. But here in Palm Beach County, here in Broward County, south of here, Dade, there are so many people with money. So many people looking for an opportunity. I'm serious. Literally, I would say thousands of people looking for some place to put money. Now, I know there's naysayers who will say, Barry, that can't possibly be true. Yeah, there are. And it'll come out the woodwork if you get the right deal. Why is that so hard for people to understand? I know you may be broke. And if you're broke, you're not going to start this way. You're going to have to partner and do some other things to build equity into a deal so somebody can bring you on as a smaller partner. But say you've got some money of your own and you have a deal that makes sense and you're short. You need to fill in a gap. You need to get some gap financing. And you got a lender that says, hey, listen, I'll give you 70% of the way there. You got to find out how to get the other 30%. If you knew that any property you looked at, you had the ability to get 70% of the money. Doesn't matter where it is, doesn't matter how much it costs. If you can get 70% of the way there, your job just got a whole lot easier. And now with the Fed keeping interest rates near zero, there are going to be people who are going to look at this and go, wait a minute, I can't put in a CD in a bank. I might as well kiss my sister. That's completely useless. Very safe, no return. Now understand, as you move up that risk scale, it better show a bigger and bigger return. I can put my money in a CD at a bank. I'm safe. I'm not going to make anything. I can buy some stock and whoop, whoop, whoop. It's going to go up and down, but I'm pretty safe. I can come out and partner with you. It's a little bit risky, but I'm willing to take that risk. I got the extra $50,000 laying around, Fred. What am I going to get if I give you $50,000 into this deal? And that's where you start making your money. Well, Mr. Fred, I'll give you 35, 40% of the profits. Why do I care? I'll give you 55% of the profits. No, Mr. Fred, I'll give you 65% of the profits. Now I'm going to ask you a question. Why would I give Fred 65% of my profit on a deal? Tick, 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 tick. Why would I give Fred 65%? Well, one, I don't have the gap financing and I need his money. Number two, I'm trying to make it attractive to him. Number three, money runs in packs. There's not a single person with money. They all know each other. They all swim in the same place. I've used this strategy more than once. I'm going to give you an unbelievable deal, Fred. Well, why would you do that for me? Because when you make money with me, you're coming back. And number two, you're telling your friends. Foolproof. You make somebody good money 1, 2, or 3 times, they're telling everybody. Pretty soon you're going to be able to buy anything you want. You'll be able to stroke a check for $1 million. And I know there's people who will watch this and go, this guy's freaking nuts. This guy's crazy. It's never going to happen. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It does. When you're driving around here on the roads in South Florida and you see the Bentleys and you see the Lambos flying around and you're just part of the scene here. Whereas in other areas of the country, it's like, oh my God, a Rolls Royce. Down here, you pull into Walmart, you might see a Rolls Royce. There's money everywhere. And now, when I see these kind of things with the Fed, and I get that, and it tells me that the interest rates are going to stay near zero, wake up. Now it's time to start looking for some money. Now it's time to find the people who are going to need to put money somewhere. They're getting zero or close to it in a bank. There's no one who wants to take $1 million, put it in a 2% CD. Not going to happen. But I'll talk to you about doing a deal in real estate because I understand that there's some risk and I may be a little bit risk averse. And I'm going to, ask you a ton of questions. I'm going to take you out to lunch. I'm going to tell you to take your clothes off, turn around, jump upside down. Let me see you cough because I'm doing business with you. You see, when they're talking to me, I don't need a credit report. They don't need my any history in that regard. They're going to look me in the eye and ask me a couple questions. And they're going to say, hey, we do this deal. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to have my lawyer contact you. We're going to draw up some papers. Here's the substance of the deal. Take it or leave it, back. Okay, let's do it. Let's do a deal. Do that first deal. Get it done. Get this person a good return, even if you don't make jack poop. Get them a good deal. But make sure you make some money. I shouldn't say that because they know if you're giving away the house, there's something wrong. If I look at a deal and I know I made the money, but nobody else did, there's something wrong with that deal. The deal should be good enough where you can give away 30, 40, 50%, and you're still going to make some money. That's where it starts making money for you. That second deal is your cash in deal. That second deal is when, hey, Fred, I got another one. All right, Barry, tell me what you got. Well, I've got this duplex over here in Boynton Beach, and here's how it cash flows, and here's what I think I can buy it for, and here's what I'm going to get a loan for, and here's what I'm going to need for gap financing, and here's my exit strategy. Here's how long it's going to take. Here are the repairs I'm going to make. Here's the contractors I'm going to use. Okay, You know what the hell you're talking about. Yep. Boil that up, put that in a package. Let me know what you think, Fred. Oftentimes, Fred will roll the money from the previous deal. They add some. But when money is this cheap, people are going to be looking for places to put money. Why shouldn't they put it with you? Deion Sanders played for Florida State, then played for the Dallas Cowboys. He played for the 49ers for a time. And one of his things he used to say when he was coaching kids is, who's going to make the play today? The play is going to get made. There's no doubt the play is going to get made. Are you going to be a part of it? And that's something you can look yourself in the mirror every single day. The deal's going to get done. Someone's going to buy this piece of property. There's no doubt someone's going to make money on this piece of property. Someone who knows what the hell they're doing is going to make some money on this property. Are you? If you're sitting on the sidelines and screaming like these protesters saying, oh my God, we're so friggin' oppressed. Fuck your oppression. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? Screw your oppression. Get out there and learn how to put the deal together. Deals are going to happen. It's just a matter of whether you're going to be a part of them or not. If you don't know how to put the deal together, then ask somebody. Every single day, deals are being done. Not a day goes by without somebody striking a huge deal. I looked at some things today. Here, let me show you. I was doing some research, and this deal popped up. And it's a $45 million construction project that's happening over in Sunrise. We're at the Pine Plaza, and basically it's a complex. They're going to be building 297 apartments, a pool, fitness center, blah, 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 all this stuff. And what they're doing is they're going and they're buying old shopping centers. Let me just zoom into that. What a business model this is. Okay, so these guys are capitalizing on the trend of buying older shopping centers that are vacant, especially now during the Rona, redeveloping those shopping centers as multifamily property. They're getting this open space, huge parking lots. Most of it's already raised. Go into the city and say, hey, listen, here's what we want to do. We want to make these properties into multifamily, and they do the deal. This one was for $45 million. So I'm not saying you have to have $45 million. I know you don't. I know. But I know how to get it. I know how to get to $45 million if I had the ability to put that together. Because when you put something like that together, you have to know all the different pieces. You got to assemble the land, get a contract on it, get the environmental, get the architectural, get the permits put together. And that's a huge upfront expense. That's why so many people start with houses. But you do your first couple houses, and now you're ready to do a triplex, and you can build one. And the next time you go out there, you can do a quad, or you may just jump to doing 10 units. Find a piece of land, tie it up, and get it approved for 10 or 12 units. And then you have to figure out where the money's coming from. And I think too many people look at money as an obstacle instead of just another tool. It's like having a hammer, a wrench. It's the tool to help you get to where you want to get to. And there's money everywhere. It's the deal that you don't have. It's the deal that you haven't structured. I guarantee you could airlift me into any city in the country. And if I found a deal, I would have the money to do the deal. That's not bragging. That's just based upon here's a couple phone numbers. I'm going to make a couple calls. Hey, Fred, yeah, I'm in Akron, Ohio. I found something you might be interested in. I'm going to take down this 14-unit property, and I'm going to go in and do some renovations, clean it up. And then when I get done cleaning it up, I'm going to sell it for probably a value add of maybe, 1.5 times what it's worth. Here's what I need. Oh, okay, I'll send you over the package tomorrow. Doesn't matter where you are. The deal is going to happen. It's just a matter of, do you know how to structure it? Do you know how to find the money, how to look, how to package, make sure that the people who would be interested in partnering with you, not your friend, they're business partners. These are people who are looking to make money. These are people who are going to wake up tomorrow and who are seeing this same exact story. Right now, I'm telling you, right now, there are people with money going, shit. They're going to keep the interest rates near zero. There's two problems with that. One, I'm not going to get a lot from my CDs or whatever. Number two, I better find better deals to get involved in because I can't charge enough interest to compete with other people putting money out. See, that's another part of the story. If I say, listen, hey, Fred, what do you want? And Fred says, well, I'm looking for 30, 40%. And I know that Bill got sitting on $1 million and Bill says, I'll do it for 25%. That's just more money. You have to understand and get over the hump of putting the deal together, packaging. I speak to people every single day at various exit ramps on the highway. Some guys are really, really savvy and understand and will beat me up and say, here's what I want and here's how I want it. And don't bring me these kind of dogs anymore. Okay. And other guys will go, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Smaller deal, close to home, worth about this much. Let's talk about it. There's no no's. There's never a no. I think people have to understand that. You're talking to people with money. I'm talking about the principal. I'm not talking about some guy who says you know some guy and some other guy. If you're talking to a principal, there's no such thing as a no. You just haven't put the right deal in front of them. They're actively looking to put money out there, especially when they read about stuff like this. When you go to CNBC and see that mortgage rates are going to be, or reserve rates are going to be near zero for the very near future. So I'm going to get off my soapbox now. I'm going to tell you guys what you need to do. Hope you understand. It was a different kind of show. I was trying to explain to you, now's the time to strike. Yes, there's a lot of volatility, a ton of instability. You can be the stable voice to an investor. You can go to an investor and say, I got this house at $550. I'm buying it $440. I can get a 70% loan. I need 40 or 50 grand. I'll make you a 50% partner in the deal for this much when we sell it. What's the worst he can do? Well, the worst he can do is put it in a bank and get nothing, 2%. I could suck and not sell the property and limit my property. He's not going to lose his money. We're not going to sell it for less than what we were into it for. It ain't ever going to happen. So you just put your deals together. You just have to understand what people are looking for. People with money like money, and they come together with friends. Talk to a lawyer whose 3 of his partners want to get into some deals because they're making money and they need to do something with it. People don't let money sit idle. It just doesn't happen. Nobody wants to sit money on a shelf. It's got to be out there performing. It's like an athlete. You want to put it back in the game. And as Deion Sanders says, someone's going to make a play. Someone's going to make a deal. You just have to determine whether or not it's going to be you or somebody else. You're going to sit on the sideline? Go ahead. Me, I'm looking at data like this every single day. And when I see data like this every single day, my wheels start turning. How many of you saw this article, heard about the Fed cutting rates and saying it's going to be near zero for a couple of years, and it didn't even phase you as to what you should do? Play is going to be made on every single play. Are you going to make the play? Are you going to make the deal? You have to train yourself to look at this information. When it comes out, don't look at it and say, what's Trump talking about? What's Biden talking about? No, man. Find out how the deal works for you based on what you're seeing in the news. I'm telling you, people freaked out today when they found out that the Fed's going to keep things near zero. But that's not a bad thing, not a bad freak out. It's like, hey, get me on the phone, figure out what I need to do. Who do I need to get in front of? So do your deals, man. Deal's going to get made. Someone's going to do it. And I hope it's you. Talk to you tomorrow.
Your source for profit. Hear what you need to know to succeed in today's real estate market.